Kevin was on the verge of becoming a priest when a boy named David interrupted the ceremony, claiming to have witnessed something unusual in the church. Kevin halted the ceremony to hear David out, and this decision led to a surprising revelation. Welcome back to StoryScape. Before we get into today's video, take a moment to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Be sure to also hit that notification bell so that you won't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. The ceremony was set to begin, and Kevin was going to become a priest. He smiled at the familiar faces gathered to witness this special moment. As the bishop entered the church and quiet enveloped the space, a small voice broke the stillness. A boy named David loudly questioned the whereabouts of a baby, pointing to a man who had entered with one but now appeared without. Despite attempts to hush him, David insisted on what he had seen. Concerned, Kevin left the altar to comfort the distressed boy and asked him to explain. David recounted seeing a man with a baby enter the church, only for the man to emerge without the baby. Despite suggestions that the man might have handed the baby to his mom, the boy wasn't convinced. The boy claimed the man was alone and had hidden his baby in the church. They asked where the man was, and he pointed to someone leaving. When called, the man hurried away, disappearing before they could approach him. Everyone agreed he wasn't carrying a baby. Though initially dismissed as a child's imagination, worry grew. Was something truly amiss? Where was the baby? Putting aside the ceremony he had long prepared for, Kevin felt compelled to find the potentially abandoned infant in the church. The congregation divided to search the expansive older building filled with nooks and crannies. After half an hour, Kevin began to doubt, but a final check under the stairs revealed a shocking sight: a still bundle. Kevin felt a moment of hesitation as he uncovered the small bundle, unsure of what was inside. To his surprise, it was a tiny dog, not a baby, tangled in the blanket. Puzzled by the odd discovery in the church, Kevin quickly realized the puppy needed immediate veterinary care. While he knew he could ask someone else to take the dog to the vet and continue the service, Kevin felt responsible for everyone in his congregation, even the little ones. After informing David and his mother and apologizing to the congregation, Kevin rushed to the vet with David and the puppy. Although there were moments of doubt about the puppy's survival, they made it to the vet in time. The doctor was shocked to see the dog. He couldn't understand why anyone would just drop off a Brussels Griffon, which is an expensive breed. Clearly drugged by someone who didn't know what they were doing, the puppy's heart and breathing were dangerously slowed. Both Kevin and David hoped for the dog's recovery. Kevin recognized its importance for David, who had recently lost his father to cancer, and wished this wouldn't add to the boy's heartbreak. After leaving the puppy at the vet, they returned to the church, only to find the bishop had already left, requiring them to reschedule the event. Despite the setback, Kevin saw an opportunity to investigate the puppy's origin. Unable to find any identification on the pup, he turned to the older ladies in town for information. Over tea, they mentioned a family with similar dogs. Following their lead, Kevin visited the family's farm and quickly realized he was on the right track when a group of puppies greeted him. They resembled the one found under the church stairs. Kevin asked the family about missing pups, and the answer was surprising. The family's own dogs had recently had puppies, and one had gone missing from the play area under the trees. Despite searching, they assumed the puppy had wandered off. Devastated by the loss, they had no idea someone had taken the puppy. When shown pictures, Kevin recognized the missing pup at the vet's office. The family hurried to the clinic, eager to reunite with him. At the vet, they were surprised to see little David comforting the puppy, who was doing much better. His mother explained that her son simply couldn't stop worrying, so she had brought him back to make sure the puppy was okay. David shared details about the man who left the puppy in the church. The adults, joined by Kevin, listed male citizens to identify the culprit. Eventually, They thought they found the right person, but Kevin hesitated to involve the police immediately. A few days later, Kevin invited his friend Carl, who was a contractor, to assist in the inspection of repairs at the church. During the tour, Kevin stopped near the steps and, with a shout, pointed to a bundle underneath. It appeared to be an abandoned baby. Carl, shocked, expressed surprise, thinking they would have found him. Kevin picked up the bundle, revealing a soft toy wrapped in a blanket. Silent, Kevin waited for Carl to explain, and the shock prompted him to spill the beans. Carl went to the farm for eggs and impulsively took a puppy to sell, not intending harm, but driven by desperation. Unaware of Carl's struggles due to his mother's serious illness, Kevin later discovered the financial burdens Carl faced. With changes to accommodate his mother's condition and the cost of care, Carl's desperation led him to take a puppy. When the plan unraveled, Carl fled before Kevin could confront him. Reporting him to the police seemed harsh, given Carl's responsibilities. Kevin decided to address the congregation and work on a plan. Before that, he visited Carl's mother, offering support without revealing her son's actions. Kevin arranged a meeting with the involved parties, the farm family, David and his mom, and explained the situation without revealing names to avoid unnecessary complications. Together, they reached a solution. The family decided not to press charges, appreciating the chance to handle it privately. They believed Carl could work off his debt by contributing to the church, a form of punishment without ruining his life. Carl was moved to tears, overwhelmed by the forgiveness and the opportunity to make amends. Unexpectedly, help came from the congregation. Learning about Carl's mother's serious illness, Kevin shared the story with some women in the congregation. Together, they organized a fundraiser, raising enough money to purchase essential health and safety equipment. While Carl regretted not seeking help earlier, the situation resulted in a love connection and a glimmer of hope amid the hardships. As the puppy recovered at the vet, David and his mother visited to bid him farewell. David, who had lost his father, found joy in the puppy, but had to say goodbye again. To his surprise, the pup wore a giant bow and wagged its tail at the sight of him. The family, recognizing the bond between David and the puppy, received permission from his mother to give him a new lifelong friend as a reward for his heroism. Overjoyed, David cried tears of happiness, and the family believed they made the right choice, valuing the love David would provide over the money they could have received. After resolving the situation, life returned to normal, and the bishop announced his return to town, allowing the ceremony to be rescheduled. This time, Kevin felt a slight nervousness, considering the previous mishap. With unwavering support from those he cared about, Kevin became a priest. This time, there were no doubts about his abilities. While they hadn't told others the exact details of what happened, word spread in the small town about Kevin's kindness and wisdom, inspiring others to display similar qualities. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel if you're yet to do so. Be sure to also hit that notification bell, because we have more interesting stories that you cannot afford to miss on the way.